What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2024. This is episode number 28, and there's a reason I'm sitting in this chair. I seem to have broken the pressurization in this room, and look at my energy. Look how fast it's going down. It's going down 3 per second, which is insane. And the reason for that, I think, is because our oxygen is negative 2,753%. I don't know how this happened, but it did happen. So yeah, we're a little bit depressurized here. And I think I can fix it if I just open the door up here and close it again. That should resolve this issue. But oh my gosh, was that frightening the first time I saw that. It didn't resolve our power. Our power's still going down at an alarming rate, but it should have resolved that. Yes. Now to resolve our power, I think we need to go and refill this real quick here. And when we get out, it should be fixed. Yes, okay, we're losing power at a normal rate now. Perfect. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but I saw that when I just loaded into the world and I was like, okay, I've got to show the peeps. I've got to show everybody. I don't know what's going on with Space Engineers pressurization. Something. But anyway, let's get to this episode. This episode is going to be packed with stuff to do. I have a couple more action relay stuff to do here in this control station, including giving our ships their own little status monitors. I want to attach more ships to the system, so add transmitters to them. And then I'd also like to, if we get some time, set up a little middleman base for gold and platinum PAM operations so that I can pretty much mine gold and platinum autonomously, and then have them send their ores over to the PAM base, which will then process them and send them back to our main base via the Maniac transport ship. So that's the goal. That's what we're going for today. Will we accomplish all that? Remains to be seen. But we're gonna start with adding a couple transmitters to the other ships. The PAM ships, I think we want to add transmitters to, right? I think so. Luckily, adding transmitters isn't that hard, because all we have to do is attach a programmable block to it, and then maybe some event controllers if we want them to run based off of events. So let's go ahead and go out here, and we're gonna grab a couple things for a bunch of action controllers, programmable blocks, and event controllers, and we'll go on over to the PAM base and set those up. I'd love to set them up for the space base as well, setting up some relays that'll send back messages to here. But that involves going to space, so we're probably not going to do that right now. Next time we go to space, though, we're going to have to do that. Okay, PAM base. It's been a long time since I've been over here. And in fact, we should probably refill our health here because we lost a little bit from that power mishap over at the other base. There's our Maniac. It missed connection again. Okay, maybe what I need to do is something a little different then. We'll switch lock for it, and it should probably immediately leave again, I'm guessing. Yep. There we go. But I'm thinking that timer probably needs to not trigger automatically, but probably needs to wait on like a 1 second delay and then try and connect. And I think that'll probably solve that. But over here, let's refill our health real quick. We'll go inside our little habitat that we built a little while ago and refill. We'll turn our light on as well, because it is a little, why is my light not working? There we go. It's a little dark. All right, so we're currently not using the PAM Trailblazer or the PAM, the PAM Matya, that's what that was called. I didn't have the antenna, so I forgot what it was called. For some reason, that's not powered, and I don't know why, because it's connected to a grid that is powered, right? Like, you're connected to everything. You should be. Oh, well, I guess we'll resolve that when we come to it. We're not gonna outfit these guys with any status stuff, but we will outfit these guys. So these 3 ships, the PAM Mr. Diaxis, the PAM Silent Contender, and the PAM Heretical John. So I think we'll go ahead and start with the Mr. Diaxis one. All we need to do to outfit these is give them an action controller, a programmable block, and an event controller to tell when something is happening. So I'll go ahead and attach the event controller right there, I think. We'll attach the action controller right there on the outside, and we'll attach the programmable block right here. All right, let's go ahead and weld those up. Perfect. And so the programmable block is gonna grab my program that I created last episode for the transmitting, which currently is in its, I don't know if I have it in here. Yeah, I don't know how to save a thing like this. It's not as easy as saving a grid, I don't think. So what I'll have to do is go grab the code and bring it over here. So let me do that real quick. I'll go grab the code and copy it over here, copy paste. All right, we of course added it to the Maniac. So let's go ahead and grab that. We'll Control A, copy all that. Right, here we are, Control V, that one right there, and we're gonna call this ship 002. So I'll go ahead and plop that right there. So this is 002. We have the signal transmitter relay, which we'll have to rename that to. And then, yeah, that should be good. I think that's all we need. So we'll go ahead and press OK. and we don't need to run it. It should be fine. This, though, we need to rename to the signal transmitter. Signal transmitter relay, perfect. And then this is basically going to call this, which is going to call that, okay? So all I want for the event controller is probably just to... What is ice drop? Ah, okay, that's only happening when... So I could potentially set up a status for this, but I'm not too worried about that. I just want an event controller to tell me when I'm connected. So when connector is connected, and we're looking for connector 3 right there. When the connector is connected, we're gonna run with code 202, which means connected to the outpost, and because that's the only place it connects, right? And then when the connector is not connected, we're gonna run a different code, and that's gonna be 100, because we know it's flying. So 100 is our code, 1 for flying, and 0 for we don't know what location it's going to. It's just flying. Okay. So yeah, there we go. We now should have that set up with commands. So if I disconnect with this, it should send the signal. In fact, we can test it with our spectate camera. Let me just get that connected here. So if I disconnect this, let's turn dampeners on. If I disconnect this right here, we should notice that we get the signal. No, we did not get the signal. You know, that could be... Oh wait, action relay block not defined. Is that so? We're looking for signal transmitter relay. We have one called signal transmitter relay right here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I had to just check codes. Let's try this again. Boom. Let's see if that actually sent. Yeah, okay, so that sends 002101 for flying. And then if I connect again right here, it should send the next code 202 for landed at the outpost. Okay, perfect. Nice. We got one done. Let's set up our next one as the silent contender. All right, this one should now be set up as well. Let's see. If I disconnect, let's see if we get... Yep, there we go. That's the right signal. And if I connect again, there we go. That's the right signal also. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and add their numbers as well to the outer thing so we know. So that's 003 and this is gonna be 002. Okay, so we have 002 and 003 set up. The only one we need now is going to be the Heretical John, but unfortunately the Heretical John is in a state of disrepair at the moment, so we need to fix it. And the best way to fix that, I think, is going to be... I think we'll throw a projector right there, try and build that up, and then add the blueprint to this, because this should have... The blueprint should have everything. All right, so on this projector, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the PAM... Let's go to blueprints. We'll look at what PAM we have. So we have the PAM Heretical John Mark 1. We have the PAM Heretical John Mark 2, which I think is exactly what we want here. That's the latest one that we had. Now we just need to like line this up a little bit. So we'll go over here. I think it's right there. Yep. We'll go ahead and do a offset of probably something like that. We'll do a forward offset of something like that, and we'll do a horizontal offset of something like that. And that should be the ship in its rightful position. So now I think what we want to do is we want to get the thrusters and the gyros on first so we can actually move this into a more favorable location. So let's get these all somewhat welded up. Yep, there we go. We have that one built up. Some of this stuff doesn't need much. Just needs a little bit of material. I mean, heck, I could even fly this back to the base to get welded by our actual welders if I wanted to. Our battery has seen better days, so let's try and get that welded up. It's only missing the power cells. Cannot withdraw the power cells. Can you build power cells by chance? Yeah, actually. It only requires silicon, nickel, and iron, which we have plenty of. I want to see our ingots. Yeah, we've got plenty of this stuff. Oh my gosh. We've got more iron than we know what to do with. More silicon, more nickel. That's what PAM does. Once you get it set up, they just get you so many materials. Is that thing even full? Let me look at the capacity. It's half full. Okay, so I don't think we need to send these guys out right now. I am attaching these scripts so that when they do get sent out, we can actually tell where they're going and stuff, and we'll have that set up just while it's fresh in our mind. But we do later want to actually work on some PAM stuff over toward the main base, because we have platinum over there, and we also have gold and maybe even silver over there. I don't remember. So we might want to set that up over there. Okay, were they able to get my battery built up? Let's find out. We have 10 out of the 20 power cells. Let's see if we can get another 10. Can I withdraw 10? Are you having trouble? How are you having trouble with nickel? Ah, I know how. Because the sorter pulled all the nickel and you can't pull it back, can you? Okay, so what I want to do maybe then is move this so that it's on the other side of this. Which I can do pretty easily, actually, by adding it right here. Actually, on second thought, you know what? For now, I'm not gonna worry about this, because if I worry about this, then I'll have to create another sorter going back into this stuff so that I can actually retrieve the materials from there. That's a pain. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move some nickel over to the other, over to the assembler, and that should solve our problem. For a little while. It'll have enough nickel to work with. All right, that should be enough for the battery. Let's see. Yep, there we go. The battery is up. Nice. So one flaw with our transmitting system is that while I can send statuses from these ships to the main base with no problem, sending messages from the main base to the ships is a little trickier, because we can't actually send long statuses like we can the other way around, because these don't have the receivers on them. Now, I could build the receiver on them. That wouldn't be too hard, but if I did that, the signals would overlap and this would probably be transmitting to itself. So it would be a little tricky to do. So if I want to send messages to my PAM ships, I am probably going to have to be a little bit creative with the channels that they give us, which is fine, because we still have, I mean, we only used 11 of the channels, so we still have a good 89 channels that we can still use for other things, whatever we want. So signals to send out a certain PAM ship, for instance, I'll have to have on their own individual channel. Unless I'm creative and send out a signal where it just says like, hey, if you're empty, go on a mission or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, let's continue building this up. We just need to get these thrusters in. And once we have the thrusters, we can pretty much do whatever we want. There we go. We've got 2 gyros up and running. We might actually have enough to actually, you know, fly. Let me see our downward thrust, what we have here. Yeah, so we do have downward thrusters that are active, which means we should be good. We've got our batteries back up. All we need to do is disconnect and turn like that. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have that, what we can do is... Oh, we're missing forward thrusters, aren't we? We might be. Let me check. Yeah, none of these are actually built. And there we go. So that one's built up, and we have other thrusters facing forward. Perfect. I think we should be able to go then. So let's go ahead and disconnect. And we're going to head over to the main base again so we can get this guy repaired, because the main base has all the materials that we need. So let's head over there, get this guy under a welder, or over a welder, I guess. And that should be that should be Heretical John back online. All right, here we are at the main base, and I think we're gonna go into the garage for those welders over there. We do have more welders off to the side inside the little hangar over there, but I think the garage ones are gonna serve us a little better. We do still have that ship right there, which means we should have the welders nice and free for us to use. So let's navigate our way in there, and they should be off, right? Let's make sure that, oh no, they are on. Okay, so then we should be able to just like go directly over them then. Here we are. Let's get a nice third-person view here so we can see what's going on. Okay, yeah, this is fine. And we can probably like almost even land right here and have them weld everything up. Dang, that's going fast. Nice. That's pretty good. And just like that, I think the Heretical John Mark II is back online. We might be missing some stuff up on the top. Yeah, we are. A couple things, but those maybe I'll have to do by hand. Let's hop out here. We'll go to turn off our welders. And all we need to do is weld up these things up here that are right on the top. So this guy right here and this guy right here. We'll grab those. And they are welded. Welcome back, Heretical John. Welcome back to service. Oh, we're missing these two, actually. Okay, for the purpose of signaling, the Heretical John is going to be the 004 ship. All right, I've got everything set up with the Heretical John, so let's bring it back over to the PAM base and we'll give it a test. So I've got the 004 on the back. I've got all the action relay stuff set up. Let's get over there. Here we are, the Heretical John back in its rightful place with all of its glory. Okay, let's go ahead and connect there, and I'm gonna go make sure, let's connect, check spectate. Yep, 004202 for connected to the outpost. Perfect, we have all of our connections working now. So now what we can do is we can go over and set up some stuff at the control panel. So let's go over to our control panel base, and we're gonna set up what these controllers are gonna look like, what these displays are gonna look like. Essentially, all of our ships are gonna have their own display. And I think what we might do is we might have a 3-way one for the PAM ships. I'm not sure. All right, I gave the base a tiny bit of ice for now. We really need to solve our ice problem at some point, rather than just having like a little drill like we currently have. We need a proper solution. So currently that was actually enough stuff to almost pressurize this base. 91%, that's good enough. We can breathe in here if we want to. I can take off my helmet. I'll keep it on just in case. But anyway, I think we're gonna set up something very similar like this for the PAM ships. Maybe over here will be our ship control station or something. Let's grab our control station. So something like this, and we might even have 2 of them. Little monitors. That'll be our PAM control. So maybe we'll have our PAM right there, and we'll have the Fossil Maniac somewhere there too. So the problem really comes with when I want to set up these LCDs. Here, let me get both of these set up here, and I'll show you what I mean. So there's 1, there's 2. So the problem, well, okay, there's not 2, there's almost 2. The problem is that if I want to, currently what's happening, am I really out of this place? No, I just didn't have enough inventory space. Currently what's happening with this thing down here is if it gets a signal, it'll try to run a timer block that has that same identifier, kind of like that. However, timer blocks can't really control what's on an LCD, unfortunately. You can't tell a timer block to run and change what's on an LCD, like the text. You would need a programmable block for that. So, what I might do instead, I suppose there's a Ward of Lothian. I suppose what I could do is I could have this also try to trigger a, so it could either trigger a timer block or a programmable block. But then I'm really going ham with the programmable blocks at that point. We're gonna have a lot of programmable blocks, but I guess that's the only way to change text. So if I wanted this text right here to say, PAM ship 1 is flying, or is flying to outpost, or is, you know, doing whatever, I'll need to actually use a programmable block. Yeah, I would need to use a programmable block anyway, because I don't think the timer blocks can actually change. Can they? Let me try it real quick. I don't know that the timer blocks can actually change individual screens. Let's see what you have. So you can change the text stuff, and you can enable target locking and show on HUD, and you can preserve aspect ratio. But what you can't do is change the settings for an individual screen. So this timer block unfortunately cannot tell me, like I can't say turn this screen on, turn this screen off, turn that screen off. I can't do that without a programmable block. So we are gonna need programmable blocks. Oh man, we're gonna need so many. All right, so since we can't use those, maybe what I'll do is something like this. Boom, boom. That'll be the programmable block for this particular screen, and that'll be the programmable block for this particular screen. And we'll get those set up. You know what? Actually, yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, instead of having this guy call the timer blocks right here, because currently that's what it's, maybe I'll keep it so that it can do that if it wants to. But I think what I'm gonna also do is have a routing programmable block. So if it does not find a timer block that's able to run based off that, it's gonna push the message that it got, whatever was up here, to a routing block, which is basically gonna route to whatever message it wants. So it's gonna control things like, if you get a message from these 3 ships, send the message directly to this programmable block. If you get a message from this other ship, send the message to this programmable block. So basically, this one is only acting as a receiver. Then we're gonna have this other one over here that's gonna act as a router. So it's only gonna route things to wherever it needs to go. And then we have these each individual programmable blocks which will control a station. This is getting really complicated really fast, but yeah, we'll get it figured out. So I'm going to again have to create a program for this, and then I'm gonna have to create a dummy program for this that I can use pretty much on anything that uses these screens. Okay, so unfortunately this is gonna be like last episode where it's gonna be a lot of programming for these scripts that I need, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll program the router and then these basically. And when I come back, I should have this showing the status of our PAM ships and this showing the status of our Fossil Maniac, and then 2 additional slots I can use for whatever. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, welcome back everybody. We finally have this done. It's been a couple of hours and we've been doing a little bit of programming, but we have the scripts done that pretty much control this little status area. So what we have are a couple of little status display controllers with their outputs right there. This is just the like the debug status thing right here, which tells us what the last code received was, what the status of that code was, and how many unrecognized codes that we have. Over here we've got all of our little ships configured up to one of these little displays here, and it tells what they are doing. So the Mr. Dax's iron, for instance, is landed at the PAM base. The Silent Contender is landed at the PAM base. Heretical John is flying to the PAM base. These aren't actually true commands right here. I was using these for tests, so these are just like dummy ones that I put in. But I can show you how it works in just a second. And the Drophosomaniac transport is flying right now. It's over there. Now that one is configured, so once that lands, it should tell us that it's landed at that base. So we'll see what happens when that lands. Let me show you what's going on down here though. So this is where the magic happens essentially. This is our router. So we have it's basically just a program that this sends stuff to, and this decides where to send it to up here. So does it send it to that programmable block, or does it send to that programmable block, or does it send to like a different place or whatever, depending on what we've got set up. The reason I have to do that is because one programmable block controls, and I can't say that for some reason, programmable block controls one console block. So this controls this, and this controls that. So I can show you real quick with a test how it's doing. The Drophosomaniac, actually, let me show you the real one real quick so that we can see the Drophosomaniac land there, because it's about to do a real code. So it should tell us that it's landed. There it is. So let's check here. It's telling us that its Drophosomaniac transport landed at the main base. It tells us the code that it received. This tells us the last code it received and that it was processed. That's good. And then if we look at our router over here, it's also going to tell us, yeah, that was the last code that we received, and it was sent to that block right there. It also tells us how many unrecognized codes we have. So if I run in here and do a quick test right here, so if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for example, and click run, you'll see that, oh no, we don't know how to process that one. That's not good. But if I were to send something different, like something that's recognized, like 004, 101, it'll say, yeah, we recognize that. We sent it to the programmable block right up here, and we processed it right there. So we've basically told it that the Heretical John's flying to the main base. And let me get this right here. I'll show you this one more time because we have landed at main base, but I'm going to tell the Drophosomaniac to take off so that we can see it change. So let's go over there real quick, and I'll show you guys that in action. So here we go. Here's the Drophosomaniac, and it still has a problem somewhere with the event controller because it doesn't like to take off once it's landed, even though it's completely empty. But let's go ahead and hit the trigger now right here, and we'll see that this has changed to flying to PAM base. So we now know exactly what part of the operation it's on. We know where it's going just from looking at this. And this has like configurable colors and stuff. You can configure those to be whatever you want. The flying color is set to this blue, while the landed color is set to this yellow, but I could set it to whatever. So there we go. There's a little control room upgrade. I think that's pretty cool. We finally got that script working, and it required more scripts, of course, because it always requires more scripts, but our control room is now working, and we can see that it's showing exactly what we want to see. Any ship that we add that's automated, I'll probably add it to this as well, including the one that we might not build in this episode, but we'll be building very soon, which is going to be basically another Drophosomaniac sort of transport ship. So the sun's coming up here, so we have a whole day we can work. I was talking about potentially building a little mini base over here so that we can have PAM ships go to the platinum and also go to the gold that's over there. So I want them to bring them back to like a mini base here, which will then have a transport ship very similar to the Drophosomaniac that automatically transports stuff all the way over to the PAM base so that it can be processed over there. Because the PAM base is where we have our giant processing center with our yield modules. So sending things over there will be good. Okay, the first step's going to be figuring out where our platinum is. I think it's over there somewhere. And where our gold is, I think it's over there somewhere. But let's get an exact idea by going to our GPS, because I think we have these all in here somewhere. So if I look for AU, AG, okay, so we do actually have silver over there. I'll go ahead and throw that on my HUD. It's probably over there. And then the platinum is going to be somewhere in here for sure. I definitely put a thing there, right? That would have been crazy if I found platinum and then didn't put a thing there. I don't think I put a platinum marker down. That's insane that I didn't put a platinum marker down, but I'm looking at these and I don't see it. So somehow we did not put a platinum marker down, but did we put a silver one? Yeah, okay, so the silver's over there. That's a little sketchy. So if we have a PAM ship, it's gonna have to fly through that pretty much. Well, let me go look for our platinum again. I think I remember where it was. How's the sun doing? Sun's fine. I think I remember where it was. It was over here somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. Ice, nickel, platinum. Yes, okay, so this is our platinum spot, and where is it compared to our base? Right about there. Okay, so, oh man. So if I have something fly, they're gonna have to fly through this stuff, unless I build the base kind of out here. then I could have, what the heck, with Tide Mark 2. Then I can have them fly that way and this way, and that would be pretty fine. And then when I wanted to fly all the way over to the PAM base, that would be easy enough to do. I could have it fly around the main base. Okay, let me mark this so I don't forget it, because apparently I don't have a marker on this, which was a wild decision on my part. Oh gosh, I don't even want to begin to say what this one is. But anyway, yeah, we now have this area right here, and we have the other one over there. Right, okay, so how far down is the platinum, by the way? Am I gonna have to go super far down to reach this? Yeah, kind of. So our PAM ship is gonna have to go crazy to get there, but we can make it happen. PAM ships are pretty good at going down. Okay, so there's that. There's this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna build a separate base kind of over here. Now, actually, I could, if I want to, I could build a separate little section onto our base over there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, that grid's already getting pretty big though, so maybe I should have it be a separate thing. Yeah, I think we're gonna have it close enough to the base so that it gets the protection from the turrets, but not close enough that it's part of the same grid, because that grid's already pretty big over there, so maybe building a separate one would not be bad. Let's go ahead and go with a different color here. I want to go with our clean armor for this, and we'll start building what's going to be just like a little mini base. It's essentially only going to be a little hub base for those to bring stuff to, and then a ship to take them from. So actually, we'll start with what's going to be the landing pad for essentially the Gerfosomaniac transport ship of this base. And it'll be like that, pretty much. In fact, it looks like we've run out of steel plates too, so might as well go back to base to grab some power and steel plates. But I think that's a pretty good start right there. Just a little transport ship landing area. And this transport ship we might make a lot bigger, even though we don't necessarily need to, but having it be a little bit bigger wouldn't be a bad idea. Wait a second, I've just thought of something. If I make it close enough to the main base, if I attach it to the main base even, then I could technically have it bring ice back from these PAM ships, because you know they're going to be collecting ice. Maybe it's a good idea to bring ice back, but I think I will keep it separate like this. If I want to bring ice back, I'll just have to make another transport ship to go directly over there, which I think I'm going to be fine with. I never grabbed steel plates. Whoops. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make them the same grid, because I do want them to be separate and have their own stuff, so it's not confusing. But I think I am going to actually pull this all the way back to where we're building that, and I'm going to build it on the same grid level as it, so on the technically on the same, you know, guidelines. So then if I ever want to build like a pipeline that's going to bring ice from one base to the other, it'd be really easy to do, and I can use connectors to do it. I just want them to be lined up more or less. All right, and here we are. They were actually close enough. That's not that bad, but we're going to build it off of this, starting right there. So I'll just remove all this all the way back, and we'll just start off that grid instead. That'll save us any trouble in case we ever do want to like actually connect them or anything like that, or if we didn't want to do a pipeline idea like I was thinking before. There we go. Everything is clear, and let's redo this. So we're going to want a spot for the transport ship. We're going to want a spot for 2 PAM ships. So we'll have pretty much a PAM dock over there, a transport ship right here, and then some room for just storage. That'll be relatively safe from reavers. All right, with our energy getting dangerously low, I rotated this a little bit because I decided I actually wanted to have it going up on the hill like this instead of kind of sideways on the hill. So this is going to get removed, and this is where the new little dock's going to be. I gotta go get more energy because it goes down real quick out here in the cold of Europa. So we got to refill our energy here, and maybe refill our inventory as well because it's half. We've used up a couple. Not this. We've used up a couple of our steel plates already. There's our NRG. So the way this is going to work is that this is going to be a central hub. It's going to go out 1, 2, 3, maybe one more, 4, just like that. And this is where we're going to house the cargo. So if I go for our cargo containers, I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 large ones right here. So we'll have one on this side, potentially being our ice storage. So boom, right there. And we'll have one on this side as well. And this one's a little too far to the right here, so I'll bring it back one. There we go, perfect. So we leave a little bit of space there, just in case we want to do any sorting or anything like that, which we probably will. We'll probably have ice go in there and ores go in there, and then ores will get directed directly into that guy, whereas ice will get directed, if we have a pipeline, it'll get directed into the pipeline. If we don't, it'll get directed into another ship or something. And right here, I'll go ahead and throw a sorter. So we'll have a sorter right there. That's going to be sorting only ores into that guy. So it's going to collect all ores and throw them up there if it can. So anytime this guy's landed, it's gonna throw the ores into there. Actually, I redid how I did this a little bit. So the ores don't actually have a sorter now going into there. It's going to be on the ship to have a sorter that pushes things into there. There is a sorter right there that'll pull things into the container, but over here we don't have a sorter that'll throw it into the ship. Only ships can land there, and then they have to have a sorter on them. But I have another sorter here that's going to throw ice into there and then do nothing with it for now. I might want to start dumping it if it gets to a certain level. I'll throw an event controller right here. And then right here, I will throw a straight one of these. And basically, if this is going to get above like 95%, this is going to start dumping it down until it's, well, if it gets above, let's say if it's above 99%, we'll start dumping until it's below 95%. And that's this event controller will control this. So that way we never run out of ice storage. I think we're going to go ahead and grab some of these blocks over here. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to bring the barista out of retirement here. So let me go ahead and grab what I need. So I need one of those. I need one of those. I'll just grab the major components here. One of those, another one of those, and then some sorters, right? I'll just make sure I grab enough for sorters. How about that? So let's go over here, grab the barista, and we'll get to work. All right, good. That should be around 2,000 steel plates, and we should have everything that we need on the barista. Let's find out. We'll go over there, and we'll see if we're missing anything. Hopefully not. I think this will be a good trip here. We should be able to get everything welded. Oh, the event controller. That's what we're missing. That's going to require detector components, I think. Well, let's get started right here. Shouldn't have a problem here quite yet. And the event controller is where we're going to have a little bit of trouble. Yep. But we should be able to get this giant thing. What are we missing? Displays? Really? Did I forget displays? Yeah, we should get all this stuff. There's our sorters. A couple of these blocks here, which I'm missing stuff from still. Not a great showing from the barista here. Well, not a great showing from me. This is actually my fault. I didn't get enough stuff for this. Well, anyway, we're able to get most of this stuff welded. We're only missing some interior plates, you know, some motors, stuff like that. So let's go around. We'll grab everything that we're missing, and we'll come back with some more stuff. We'll leave the barista here for now because it's got a bunch of steel plates on it that can be used for expanding this, which we're about to do. So we'll grab this. Actually, looks like I'm a little low on interior plates, so I'm going to go ahead and build up 10,000 of them so I don't run out again. Okay, this isn't everything, but it's enough for some of these components that we're missing. So this event controller, there we go. This guy, there we go. This as well, and this also. And then we should have enough for like one of these, maybe. We're missing a bunch of stuff still. Okay, this should be everything. Let's go ahead and weld that, this, and this. And there we go. We now have this base. I was gonna call it a ship. We have this base, the bottom part of it at least, fully set up. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want this top section to be where we're going to house our PAM ships. So it's going to go up, I think. We'll have something like that, maybe. I still won't be able to access those, so maybe I'll just use my these guys. For this, I'm going to need construction components, which I'm sure that I have on board the barista, right? Surprisingly not. Surprisingly, we have almost nothing on board the barista. So you know what? Maybe I'll take the barista back because there's not much on here. Here we go. Let's press number 8. We're going to actually load up the barista and then take it out again because that was a poor showing. Probably my fault. All right. And just like that, I think I have pretty much everything that I would ever need. In production, I'm going to tell it to build a couple more construction components as well. Maybe another 10,000 of those also. It's going to be a lot of iron, but remember, we have 1,000K iron back at the PAM base. If we can only get the Jafasa Maniac to start doing its trips normally. But let's get this base finished over here. We'll turn off the dampeners there. Okay, so we want to grab a little bit from the thing to use for ourselves. So we'll grab 100 steel plates, we'll grab 100 interior plates, we'll grab 100, okay, maybe a couple more construction components. There we go. And essentially what's going to happen here, what I was thinking was we're going to go up right there and up right there. This is where the main connector is going to be. So in fact, what I might do, oh, I didn't think that one through. Okay, we'll put that back in a moment. But this is going to come this way. We're going to go up again. There we go. So I'm thinking this is going to come out this way. It's going to come this way, and then it's going to come down right there. In fact, right here, I might just turn it into a tube because it looks cool. We'll call it an end right there and an end right here, and then a tube right there. Would that look cool? Yeah, I think it'll look kind of cool. So it goes into there, gets sorted right there, and then pulled out right there, or if the pipeline is going to exist, it's going to be over there as well. So this is going to continue forward, and this is pretty much how much space we have for our PAM ships. I think that right there is going to be the platform. So we have these little areas, one right here and one right here for ships. And maybe I'll throw another one right here as well. I think for the vision that I have, I'm going to make use of these passage blocks. The passages. And I'm going to use the new corridor one. So I can get like a corridor corner right there. I'm going to go with a corridor right there because on top of this, I'm going to put one of these. And that's going to have one right there and one right here. So this is going to be how these things are going to land. They're literally going to land like to the side of you. So you'll go up here, you have your little corridor, boom. Right here, you're going to have a little stairwell that's going to go up to the top right there, just in case you need to do like maintenance or something on them. All right, this is what I've got for our little platform. Oh, I've actually forgotten to put the connectors on. Let me put those. One right there, one right there, one right here. And this is way too many connectors, by the way, for the number of ships we're planning to have, which is 2. But it allows us to expand if we need to, because there is, of course, 3 materials over there, and there's a couple more. Oh, we have a Reaver Impaler. Okay. Well, real quick, we're going to the ship. I spotted that one before it even noticed us. All right, hopefully this guy's got power. I think it does. Let's press Z, turn on all this. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh, it's out of power. It's completely out of power. Well, that's a problem. Let's, here, battery. We're gonna throw one of these on. Because that's our only choice. I don't know where. Maybe like right there for now. Boom, give me all the stuff, please. Can I withdraw 18 power cells? What do you mean? I had them built. Production. Power cells, please. Make fast. Well, it's firing. Oh, the Reaver Impaler is gonna impale one of our things. Give me power cells. 11 power cells. It's working hard. How are our weapons doing? It took down one of our towers. That's not good. Oh, I think that was a direct hit on it. That's good. The Reaver Impaler is flying away. Or it's flying toward us, I'm not sure. There we go, there's our power cells. Boom, give us power. This is why you don't leave your ships out. And, okay, dampener's on. I don't remember how to expand these. Is it 4? It's probably 4. All right, we're going. Let's go. Lock it. Right click. Camera. And here we go. It's pretty much already destroyed. But we can do whatever work we can on this thing. Boom, there's some good hits. I'm still firing at it. I'm mad it destroyed one of my solar towers. I think it's falling down though. Yeah, it's basically nothing at this point. Yeah, solar tower C, no. It destroyed, okay, it didn't do much damage to the other solar towers though, so that's good. This looks like it did engage. I don't remember if we gave that guy ammo. And that's another bit of it. Okay, let's go examine what happened over here. Actually, I'm curious, did these deploy? They kind of did, not really. I think I pressed the wrong one. I pressed number 4, I probably should have pressed number 3. Let's see about this guy. I don't think he's got anything else that can actually harm us. We're good to probably land right here. All right, folks, this is why you always keep your battleships attached to their grids, and you keep them well batteried. Look at this random battery. We didn't have all those power cells built. We had no power cells on the base. Oh, because I bet you know what? They were all on the barista, that's why. All right, we got pretty much everything that we could from it, which was a couple of materials that we can use later. Let's turn our dampeners back on. I think I needed to press number 3 to do, yeah, number 3 deploys them, number 4 undeploys them. So I pressed the wrong one in my panic. But now I should be able to undeploy them properly, like this. Not quite. It's possible that I need to redo the recaffeinator and get rid of these subgrids because they are a bit of a pain. There we go. We are connected. I'll go ahead and turn on the welder as well real quick to weld up anything that it can reach. Nope, can't reach anything. And before we do anything else with the other base, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab our this ship, whatever we named it, the Coffee Grinder Mark 1, and we're going to go grind down basically what they destroyed because I don't want trash collection to eat it. And trash collection might try to eat it. So pretty much all these solar panels and stuff that are salvageable, I don't want to get deleted if we don't do anything, because we're not gonna clean this up right now. We might do it off camera between the episodes, get the solar panel back up and running, or we might do it at the start of next episode. I'm not sure. But I'd like to keep working on that PAM base. Just need to get this stuff taken care of before it gets eaten. The Reavers sure do love our solar panels. Maybe I should do something at the Coffini base. Maybe I should sell like solar panel stew to attract all the REAVER buyers. Would you guys eat solar panel stew? It's got those photonic cells, delicious photonic cells. If you're on that photonic diet, that photosynthesis. Okay, I think that's everything that there is to grab. Let's go ahead and head back then. Yeah, like I said, I'll get that fixed up later. For now, I want to keep working on that little mini PAM base that we have going on over there. There we go, we're connected there. Finally, let's go back on over to our little PAM base over here. Our new PAM base. PAM 2. There we go. Yeah, it's looking good. I think I just need to give it a pass with the barista. Let's hop in, turn on our dampeners again, and let's get going over here. I could have technically fought that guy with the barista, because the barista does have weapons on it. If I had known, maybe I would have tried, but honestly, it's probably better that we don't get into fights with the barista, because even though it can shoot, it's not its main purpose. Getting a little bit of welding done. It's pretty good. The barista does this pretty well. I don't know why I didn't use the barista for any of the control room work. That would have actually made it go a lot faster, wouldn't it have? I don't know. I was in a rebellious mood, I guess. Oh, I'm out of something that requires. Maybe girders? I'm completely out of some stuff. Hang on. Am I out of steel plates too? No, we have plenty of steel plates. We're just missing interior plates, I think. Interior plates, maybe some construction components too. There we go. That's most of it right there. I need a place to put the battery though. Maybe I'll put the battery down here, because this is a pretty good spot. All right, I've plopped down the battery. We're gonna need some power generation too. I could potentially use uranium, because we do have that uranium from the base above. But if we're gonna have a lot of ice, it might be a better idea to just do an O2H2 generator plus O2H2 generator plus hydrogen. And that might not be a bad idea to have right here. So what I'm thinking is we throw O2H2 generator right there, which would act as the connection, because that'll connect over to here. Any ice would go into that. Then what we do is we have tanks down here. All right, so what we have down here in this hole is an O2H2 generator, which converts ice into oxygen and hydrogen. There's the tanks for those. And then we have two tanks right here, or two engines right here, which will generate power for us for this little battery. From there, I think maybe I'll throw in possibly a second or third battery right down here, because this is going to need to store a lot of power, especially as it's used for the storing the PAM ships, because the PAM ships need to be able to recharge. Okay, let's turn on our dampeners, and we'll see how much of this we can weld up. It's kind of in a weird spot, so I bet the answer is probably like none of it. We might have to do a lot of this by hand. But we can at least get the O2H2 generator. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this hovering right here. We'll go ahead and do as much as we can with what we have on us. Which, I don't remember what we do have on us. What do we have on us? Oh, a bunch of interior plates. Perfect. There we go. This should be the next battery. Perfect. How about the oxygen and the hydrogen tanks? I think those only missed small steel tubes. Let's see. Yep, there's that one and that one. Nice. We'll grab that, and that, if I can. And that. There we go. Parallax keeps telling us that the area is off limits. Don't know what they expect me to do about that, though. I'm not actually over there. We're only missing one power cell. And we should have it right there. There we go. All right, all this stuff is now built up and ready to go. I could even put stuff there if I want to, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. Let's go get this other stuff welded up. We're missing a couple things over here. And when I say a couple, I mean actually quite a few. All of this stuff was almost welded up, but not quite. There we go. Now it's welded up. This guy couldn't be welded. Now it can. These guys all over here couldn't be welded either. But there they are. Couple more blocks here. Nice. And maybe... Nope, we're actually good. Okay, I'm going to leave it floating there for a second. Let me grab a couple of construction components if I can. I have some on me, actually. And I'm going to stick up a truss thing, I think. All right, let's see how this looks. So down here, turn off our lights. That's actually not that bad. I kind of like that. Up here, we've got the same thing in there with our little corridor lights. And then up here, we have our trusses, which are doing the thing that where they go back and forth, which I like. So all in all, that's the grid right there. Could maybe use a couple more lights in this one section, but I think that's pretty good. So the other thing I was planning on doing was adding some corridors so you can cross this like that, or some catwalks so you can cross right there, and potentially adding a staircase down here. Although I'm not too sure about that one. It's kind of cramped and might suit a ladder a little bit better. There we go, little ladder going down just like that. And then perhaps a little catwalk down there as well, if I don't want people going over the edge. We take our OSHA compliance very seriously over here. And there we go. It is now walkable. We can go up here with the ladder if we want to. And we have the catwalk that's going to allow us to go across over here, over onto this area. So there we go. Oh, I don't know why. That was weird. I turned around and it made me keep running on into the hole there. But anyway, yeah, this is now set up fully. Aside from these sorters, which all they're going to do is this one's going to pull ice. So conveyor sorter ice, and it's going to drain all. And then this one right here is going to pull ores. And I don't remember if ice is considered an ore. I think it was. So maybe what I'll do for now is I'll just say pull gold ore, silver ore, and platinum ore. All right, there we go. Basically all the ores, grab them and drain all into this container right here. We'll call this, oops, that's an open tide, good. I'm always afraid of these guys. They are scary. All right, there we go. Everything is named, sorters are sorted, and I think we're good to go. So now if we have a PAM ship on here and it lands, all the stuff should automatically be pulled where it needs to get pulled. And I guess this right here needs to work still. So let me just real quick. Okay, I think I have these things set up. So now this should start throwing stuff out as soon as this gets to 99%, and it should stop as soon as it gets to 90%. So we had to have two event controllers for that, because unfortunately I don't think you can set up a margin like that with just one. So if it's more than 99, it starts throwing out. If it's less than 90, it stops throwing out. Okay, so I think that's good. We now have this base set up. I think what we are going to do is we're going to end up doing the PAM ships in the next episode. So maybe next episode we'll do PAM ships. We'll do a survival ship right here, or survival ship. We'll do a transport ship right here to transport to the PAM base. We'll maybe rework the Maniac to either store more ore or potentially fix the problems that it does have. And we might rework the other ship that we have over there, the Recaffeinator Mark 1, so that it doesn't have the subgrids, because the subgrids are causing a couple of problems. But anyway, I think that is where we're going to end this episode after having built this full base over here, this secondary mini PAM base. We'll leave it off right here. If you guys enjoyed this one, please hit the like button, put any comments and suggestions down there for what you want to see in the next episode and the future episodes after that. But with that, I'll see you all in the next episode.